Sup shitters, my name is Logan, aka Spiderhands, and welcome to Immaculate Reviews, where today we're checking out a track from a couple of artists named Infamous Billa and Killamoe, and this track is called Batman. Without further ado, we're going to have a listen to the collaboration between these two. Another artist who's been very, very busy with their music production. Look at all these tracks they've released this year. That's an insane amount of output, right? An insane amount of output. That's crazy. And without further ado, we're going to listen to this and hear what we think. Oh, we got some sample police sirens and a very sad violin. Oh, damn.
Are you ready, Master Bruce?
Okay.
Batman, Bruce Wayne, out shooting no 2K. Might just buy Gotham, like Drake in the Blue Jays. Up a Dykeman like Piff Up, in the Rocket doing sit-ups.
Damn, man. Alright, so straight to the point, I can hear these guys clearly. I like they reference the title very quickly. The music itself is very tight and mixed pretty well. The instruments are nice and punchy, and everything has its own space. It's a good start.
In the city, a pistol Pete. Bitches so pussy up in the street. We'll be 1090 all day. Best friends is your enemies. At the precinct getting fingerprints. Stop them out with these Timberlands. Getting money, they envious. That's why 50 wrote many men. Lot of ops stay vigilant. Gotta make sure that they with the shit. City rats always
like those drums are very, very active, aren't they? I can hear that work with like the kind of the claps and the hi-hats. Subtle, like there's dynamic. There's been consideration for the different levels of the drum kits involved in this. Whoever was responsible for producing this did an incredible job.
You behind the fence. This the world that we living in, and not a man, he don't give a shit. Batman, Batman, Batman. NYC,
this is the hook, right? I dig
say
it.
What's poppin', cause they say what's crackin'. Yeah, we in that crackland. Call that shit New Jackland. Yeah, I'm
oh damn, was that it?
Blacked out like Batman. Young cracker, rep my city with the gun clappers. Fifth Avenue, white as Santa, put a scam, call it Dame Dashin'. Nino Browner, son of Salmon, till I got mansions in the Hamptons. I don't care what you have to say, 3 words, Big Daddy Kane. But we take them out, it's a hit. In your city, you badly in. The media wanna hide us. This year makes shit so violent. If you a dealer, your business is booming, cause all of your customers buying. Rich and poor, in the Big Apple is fuck the law. Everybody got illegal hustles, cause the cost of living getting overboard.
So I'm guessing that this is talking about the city they live in, and basically people just trying to get by and do whatever they can to get away with it. And there's sort of crime all over the place and stuff like that, but nobody sort of gives a fuck because you gotta do what you gotta do to get by. That's kind of the vibe I'm getting from the song at the moment.
Be stingy. You ain't winning in Gotham unless
and
you
back
to the hustle, and the money never stopping. Batman, Batman, Batman. NYC, New Jackland. Bloods, they say what's poppin', cause they say what's crackin'. Yeah, we in that crackland. Call that shit New Jackland. Yeah, I'm
it sounds horrifying.
Out like
it sounds horrifying the way they're describing this. It sounds incredibly stressful, man. Imagine the situation, the environment that they're describing. I'm loving the fact that there's a violin in here. It tells a sad story that, like, despite sort of the hustle and the fact you just gotta keep going, that there is an understanding that it's pretty sort of screwed up, you know? That the kind of the thuggish authoritarian sort of like the kicks in the 808s, not letting anybody sort of tell them what the hell to do. Oh damn. Is this Killamoe?
I'm on your ass, call me Pac-Man. I see you out, then I'm blasting. He claim he a shooter, but he capping. He ain't never shot nobody. He ain't never killed nobody. I spin his block with a Glock. Nah, make it scary like I'm fucking you talking about. I ain't tryna suck it out, run down my Glock out. Are you from the other side? Well, let's fuck the other side. So you gon' get shot down. Plus I got a big chop, nigga, you catch a rim shot. If you try to run down, plus I got a big chop.
Okay, I dig the flow of both of these rappers. I'm not entirely sure what was happening in that second half of that verse. I'm assuming that it was on purpose. It got a little bit difficult to follow what Killamoe was talking about in that second half, but I appreciate the fact that it's a stylistic thing. You know, you gotta show some love for the fact that people are trying to do different things with hip-hop and trap.
Cause they say what's crackin'. Yeah, we in that crackland. Call that shit New Jackland. Yeah, I'm in that family. Blacked out like Batman.
Hi, Malcolm. My name is Detective Moore. I've been calling from the 17th Precinct Detective Squad. I'm get this message, please give me a call. Phone number is
Damn, is that it? If I'm correct, he mentioned New York or Los Angeles or something like that, and he was discussing how a lot of it is like Gotham, where everybody's kind of sort of hustling and get by, where so like drugs are rampant and stuff like that, and people are just struggling. And again, the hustle is strong. These guys have certainly been hustling with this track. I love the overall how complete it is, how much of just, I can't really fault the delivery of this aside from what I said about sort of that last verse. And to be fair to Killamoe, again, he did rap incredibly well. There was no issues with his actual delivery. It's just I wasn't sure about like the overlapping of the different lyrical bits, whether that was on purpose or like whether they thought that would sort of help the song, or you know what I mean. Like that's the only part. The rest of it was fantastic. Like I loved I loved all the verses, but the infamous Billa, he really, both these guys know what they're doing. It's just a really good track from Infamous Billa. I think that comparing Gotham to like New York City or vice versa is really clever. Again, I loved how sort of really kind of chilled out the instrumentation was with the 808s and the drums and that sort of violin that played the same sort of melody the whole time, and how that continued through the hook with Batman, Batman, Batman to kind of reinforce the comparison that they were trying to make throughout the song. And talking about how, like, especially then, how it was resorting to getting guns out and kind of sort of all that really aggressive, heavy kind of stuff. It just shows kind of how dark it is in this world that they're sort of talking about, and how similar it is again to the DC universe with Batman and all the kind of crazy stuff that he has to deal with on a regular basis in his own sort of DC world. It's in Gotham, I mean, it's again, I said it was a complete package before. I maintain that. I think from what I can tell, looking at these sort of like albums below, Infamous Billa is sort of putting out a lot of material at the moment. And it sounds like he's going to try and continue with experiment with a whole lot of people, like other artists as well, just to find his own groove or just to continue to develop himself as a musician. He may already be huge, I'm not sure. This is the first time I've listened to Infamous Billa, but I can imagine that he's probably got he's got a little bit of experience behind him, considering how polished his actual delivery was and how confident he was behind the mic. Again, both of these rappers were confident behind the mic. A lot of love to them both. They did an incredible job with this track, and that's basically my review of Batman by Infamous Billa and Killamoe. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Please do check out both Infamous Billa and Killamoe on their various social medias and on Spotify. Stay cool, stay safe. Please remember to support your local musicians and artists at this point in time, as they need the help more than ever with all the crazy stuff going on. I'll catch you next review. Spider hands out.